And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races here at a beautiful Laurel Park. I'm Stan Salter along with our announcer Dave Rodman. Breeders' Cup weekend is here as Friday kicks off the three-day race weekend here at Laurel Park. And what a picturesque, beautiful setting we have here to kick off Breeders' Cup racing. Of course, we'll have all the simulcasts from Santa Anita, the site of this year's Breeders' Cup. Great live racing here. Today was Sunday, the Claiming Crown preview day. Big day tomorrow. 3 carryovers for Friday. I'm ready for Breeders' Cup weekend. How are we doing, Dave?
Great. What you see today is what you're going to get through the weekend here at Laurel. About the 60s for the high temperature. Sunny skies, fast and firm the conditions, and the horsemen have really filled out the card for today and tomorrow. The racing office doing a great job with that. Full fields, lots of turf action, fast and firm, no excuses. Sunday Claiming Crown Day as well. We have 9 races on Sunday afternoon, but very competitive races with horses coming from everywhere trying to gain their berth to the Claiming Crown.
Yeah, we started this last fall for the first year. It's a win and you're in for the big day down there at Gulfstream for the Claiming Crown. So some good local horses around here. John Jones, one of the top local horses around here. No Breaks, the 11-year-old Maryland bred for Wayne Potts. So that'll be a big Sunday Claiming Crown preview day on Sunday here at Laurel Park. Of course, we'll have Sunday brunch, but let's show you what today starts. As today starts the 2 days of Breeders' Cup out there at Santa Anita. Bet like no other. Of course, we'll have all the simulcast action for you here at Laurel Park today and tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, big day here. $15,000 up for grabs here tomorrow at Laurel Park, part of the Breeders' Cup Bet Like No Other promotion. You can win up to $2,000 at once, a total of $15,000 cash up for grabs here at Laurel Park tomorrow. So hope you can come out here and join us. There it is. Went up to $2,000, a total of $15,000 cash money. You can come out here. All you do is come out, sign up, and you can win some cash for Breeders' Cup.
That's a great day to bring somebody new to the track, too, to introduce them to racing between the Breeders' Cup races, the money giveaway as well. And if you bring someone who's never been to the track before, I think their odds kind of triple that they'll probably win some cash, one way or the other. So a great day tomorrow with that $15,000 giveaway up to $2,000.
And the great thing about Breeders' Cup is the fields are so big, the pools are so big with the money bet into them that you can, a favorite, I like Beholder today at 5-2. Of course, the big favorite in there, the Breeders' Cup distaff is Songbird. But most of your favorites, you're going to get a nice price on. So the win place bets at Breeders' Cup, I think, are the way to go. And here's my best bet for Friday's Breeders' Cup. Race 9, I'm going to go with the old veteran, Beholder, 5-2 with the Hall of Famer Gary Stevens in the irons for Richard Mandela. She's going to have to beat the champion 3-year-old Songbird, the heavy favorite. But I'll go with Beholder in the Breeders' Cup distaff. Who's your best bet today, Dave?
Beholder will be the 9th race on the card, and that'll be about 7:35 Eastern Time. I'm going in actually today and tomorrow with some younger horses. I always like to see, the future of racing, and I think we've got a really good turf horse in here, and maybe even a dirt horse, Stan. Number 11, Good Samaritan, who caught my eye up in Canada when winning there, the Grade 2 Summer Stakes. He made a huge move at the quarter pole into contention, did not flatten out, kicked into another gear the last furlong for that long stretch at Woodbine. I just think he's a legitimate horse, an interesting horse owned by Winstar, bred by Winstar, but in partnership with a couple of other people, including the Chinese, China Horse Club, China getting involved in racing China. So there you go, Bill Mott with a horse that's 2 for 2 on the turf, but he's by Harlan's Holiday out of Pulpit, so I think maybe even dirt down the line for him. A very interesting horse.
All right, Dave Robbins' best bet in Race 6, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Good Samaritan, Race 6 kicks off the Breeders' Cup action this afternoon out there at Santa Anita. Races 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the 4 Breeders' Cup races this afternoon at Santa Anita. Then, of course, tomorrow's the big day. 9 Breeders' Cup races tomorrow. We'll have them all right here for you at Laurel Park. And, of course, 2014 Preakness winner, California Chrome, the best horse in the world. He's your heavy favorite in tomorrow's Classic.
That's going to be a bang-up race, Looking at the Breeders' Cup card, it's like going to It's all-you-can-eat buffet, and
Yep.
everything's an entree. There's no beginning, there's no dessert end. Everything is a feast of wagering between the 2 days.
Well, there's all kinds of cool places to watch them out here in our newly redone track here at Laurel Park. $20 million in improvements. We showed it off on Maryland Million Day. We'll have a big crowd out here for Breeders' Cup weekend, hanging out up there in Tips or Tycoons, the Garden Terrace, the newly done tiered dining room, the sports bar on the second floor of the clubhouse. Plenty of places to sit back and relax and enjoy all the Breeders' Cup action today, tomorrow. Great live racing here all weekend. Sunday, the Claiming Crown Preview Day. How about the carryovers today? Let's take a look at our Friday carryovers to kick off the race weekend here at Laurel Park. We'll start in the opener. The Rolling Super High Five has a low 15% takeout. Nice carryover over $2,600 today. The Rainbow Pick 6, that's a little over $5,900. That will start in race 6 today. Then the Late Pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout, a little over $5,600 in that Late Pick 5 carryover. That will start in race 7 today. If you didn't believe me about how beautiful it is out here today at Laurel Park, let's take a look. There you go. Let's take a look at our turf and dirt courses. We're on the bowl game and the Exceller turf courses today here at Laurel Park. Fast and firm and just beautiful. I say, what, 71, a little breezy?
60-something for the high, I think, is what they say, but, you know, it's in the upper 50s, maybe low 60s right now. Light winds, north-northwest to 8 to 15 miles an hour or so. And the rain that we were supposed to have yesterday, it wasn't quite as substantial, I think, at least, 10 miles from here. Whatever moisture the turf course got into it, went right into it. Sun dried it right up, fast, firm. We're lucky to have the turf course in great shape here on Breeders' Cup weekend in Maryland.
Yeah, great fall weather for horse racing. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 kicks off the early pick 5, and just like that late pick 5, an industry low 12% takeout on the early pick 5. It's also a mandatory payout on that early pick 5, becoming one of my most favored bets. But a nice carryover in race 1 in that Rolling Super High 5. I'm going to have a ticket for that, a little over $2,600 for the Super High 5. I'll use the 9 on top here. Number 9, my top pick. Middle English, Jevion Toledo aboard for Lacey Gaudette. I'll go 9 over the 7-8, over 1-6-7-8, over the 1-3-6-7-8 for the bottom 2 spots. An affordable $36 play, Rolling Super High 5 action right here in the opener. Nice carryover. Race 1 also starts the early pick 5. We're on the main track, going a flat mile. Maiden claiming $10,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, and the 9's my top pick on the outside. Middle English is 9-5 morning line. 4 trainer Lacey Gaudette, Jevion Toledo aboard. Toledo's been aboard the last 3 starts, and this horse has woken up the last 2 starts since they got the horse to the dirt. Respectable 54 buyers he paired up in his last 2 starts. He looks like much the best here on paper. Got a little tired last out going a mile and a 16th. He's cutting back a little bit here to a mile, but I'll go with the favorite on top here, the 9 Middle English.
Yeah, turned back to the mile, and he was behind Sir Luca Richard, 2 back going the 1-turn mile. Closed from well off the pace that day. Sir Luca Richard has come back to win since off the claim, and so that's the reason for the odds-on perhaps that you're going to get on him. How far back is he going to get, is the question here. Will the pace be to his liking? But, on paper, it looks like the horse to beat has the best numbers in the race.
Yeah, the race 2 back, is like you mentioned, Sir Luca Richard came back and ran well, but Middle English closed in that race. They sent him to the front in that most recent 2-turn race, so maybe they'll change the strategy up again today and let him come from off the pace. The 8 Northern Justice always hanging around at this condition. 0 for 10 maiden, but's been right there in his last 4 starts at this level. Laurel Glazier aboard for Calvin Barth. You'll get good value here, 5-1 on the 8 Northern Justice.
And the 7 Alex's Way you've got in the 3rd pick on the 1-turn mile in the opener, and that is Alex's Way there.
And you get the apprentice Sarah Schaefer, 10-pound apprentice, got her first win as a professional jockey last week here at Laurel Park. All right, so race 1, lots of action, nice carryover, Super High 5 over $2,600. The opener kicks off the early pick pick 5. Race 2 starts the first of 3 pick 4s this afternoon. Race 2, we're on the main track going a flat mile, claiming 7,500 for 3 and up. Haven't won a race since May 4th. Let's take a look here, a video here of my top pick, the 2 Golden Rings. Loves this condition. This is the last time Golden Rings was in for a tag. This was Open 11 company back in late April here at Laurel Park going a flat mile, and he's in front by a bunch here. He goes on to win by almost 10 lengths. Cowboy King, who was second, would come out of this race and win. So Golden Rings was in top form back here, was claimed out of this race. Kieran McGee had Golden Rings here, was claimed that day by Dove Houghton. The horse ran in 3 starter races for Dove and ran okay. Had some time off, came back in the new barn of trainer Bill Wolfendale. A good 4th late September in a tough starter allowance race here, beaten by No Breaks, who's going to be in the Claiming Crown preview this Sunday. So now we're dropping from those starter allowance races to this beaten $7,500 condition today. We get Steve Hamilton, Golden Rings, a 5-time winner at Laurel Park, 3 times going this specialty 1-turn, 1-mile distance. I think at this condition, he gets back into good form today.
Yeah, his February to April form was stellar here, using his early speed last time out. Was rated down inside, maybe no prisoners today, and try to go to the front with him. He's a 5-time winner here at Laurel Golden Rings.
The 4 Senor Quickie, a sharp win against Open Nickel Company 2 back, and I don't think he ran too bad in the Maryland Million starter handicap, beaten a length and a half there to the big long shot winner Who Stole My Sock. This 7-year-old knows how to get it done, likes this distance, likes this track. Laurel Glazier has won on the horse a couple times for Annette Eubanks. You get good value, 5-1 on the 4 Senor Quickie.
Yeah, I think there'll be a nice odds discrepancy stand between Golden Rings and Senor Quickie. He too is a 5-time winner, Senor Quickie, over the surface. He's a 10-time winner. You know, blindly, if you'd ask me before the show, without looking at the form, how many races has Senor Quickie won in his life? I'd say 4. But when you look at his form, he's been around a while. He's won 10 races, 5 here. And Annette Eubanks, get this stat, Laurel, the last 6 months at Laurel, the last 4 winners at Laurel for Annette Eubanks, 7-1, 10-1, 27-1, and 14-1. How about that for the barn?
She knows how to get the money. Been around for a long time, and has a nice one here with the 4 Senor Quickie. I'll throw the 6 Franz Buckaroo into the mix. Back into the barn to Chucky Houghton. He made a couple $100,000 with this horse, so expect to see the 6 Franz Buckaroo get back into good form in race 2 here today. Let's turn the page. Race 3, we get out to the turf course here. We're on the Exceller turf course, going 5.5 furlongs with the rail at 70 feet. Maiden claiming 16,000 for filly mares 3 and up. The 5 value added for the red hot barn now of Mike Trombetta going into last week, and you thought maybe Trombetta a little cold for how normally he does. He normally wins a lot, but then last weekend he erased any thoughts of him being cold. A huge weekend. I think he won 4 races last weekend, 4 or 5, a couple big long shot winners. So the barn's going well. He's got his main man Julian Pimentel here. The 5 value added. Big class drop here to this maiden 16 level. Last time this horse was sprinting on the grass was against Maiden Special Weight Company. Very good 3rd back in October of last year when she was 2. So now this 3-year-old daughter of Street Magician coming off that long layoff. Been working well here at Laurel Park. A big class relief today for the comeback race.
Yeah, when you're going with a flow with a hot trainer, like you said, Trombetta's been extremely hot last weekend. Multiple winners at this track. The question is the layoff, but certainly she has some class in the form, being 3rd behind Hidden Treat, that race 3 back, and first turf start there back in October of last year as a 2-year-old.
Barnes about 21% with a nice positive ROI. Horses coming off this kind of layoff. So I'll go with the 5 value added on top. The 10 My Sangria from the Franny Campitelli barn. This horse also coming off a layoff. Hasn't run since Gulfstream last January. The lone turf try was against Maiden 25 at Gulfstream West last year when this filly was a 2-year-old. That was against Maiden 25. A decent effort down there. Was 4th. Long layoff. Been working at Pimlico for Franny Campitelli. Jessica's husband gets Forest Boys here today. I think the 6, if ready off the layoff, could show up here, and you get some decent value, 6-1.
Yeah, no, I don't think, on this paper, you've got a lot of fillies on paper here coming off a time away. Value added 336 days away from the races. We got the Campitelli horse, hasn't been out since January this year at Gulfstream Park. So perhaps some room to spread a little bit as you did on that ticket.
Yep. All right. So I'll throw the 3 in there as well. Ghostly Heart, well-bred filly by Ghost Zapper. First-time starter for Wayne Potts. Al Cortez aboard. A bullet work last out, but you kind of have to wonder by Ghost Zapper. Looks like she's been working well in for 16. Is that maybe a red flag? We'll see. Certainly has the pedigree to show up in this race.
Well, $60,000 stud fee for Ghost Zapper, and you look at the tag and debut. But we've seen a few West Virginia breds overlooked on the turf here at Laurel Park. So I don't know what to make of her. The stats on the Potts Firsters a little light, but does have a bullet from the gate October 21st, but that was on the dirt.
And gets the Panamanian Hall of Fame rider Al Cortez in the irons there on the 3, Ghostly Heart. All right, let's turn the page. Race 3, we get out to the bowl game turf course, going a flat mile with the rail at 17 feet. Race 4 kicks off the second. Pick 4. It's another maiden event here. Maiden claiming 16,000, 3 and up. And I'm going to go with the 8, Northern Eclipse on top. I almost made this horse my best bet, but I don't make best bets in maiden races. But nonetheless, this looks like a reliable 2-to-1 favored from the powerful Arnaud Delacour barn. This horse, a very good second last out here at Laurel, going 2 turns on the grass against maiden $25,000 company. A good second, was in front, Turner for home, just got beat a neck. They take the blinkers off today. Maybe that'll help. Dropping down to this maiden 16, Daniel Centeno aboard, should have controlling speed from the outside, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe they're getting a little frustrated with this filly. You know, she didn't follow through in the final furlong on the turf there, 3 races back. Her first turf start of 2016, and last time out it looked like she was going to win the race, and it was a very close photo. Tracy Island, they were kind of far apart. It kind of fooled me. I thought the other horse had won the race, Northern Eclipse. It was very close. It wound up being a neck. They were kind of far apart out there. Blinkers come off, kind of like they're starting all over, dropping down here for the 16 level.
And I'm thinking maybe with the blinkers off, maybe they thought the horse didn't see the other horse in the photo or something last out. You have to trust the barn's opinion here, and maybe the equipment change can get Northern Eclipse to the winner's circle. I'll throw the 4, City Gold, into the mix here. First time in the barn for trainer Ferris Allen. Gets the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado aboard, and this horse has been running well at the Meadowlands, Delaware, Belmont, against better company. A good second last out for maiden 16 up there at the Meadowlands. That race was coming off a little bit of a brief freshening. Now second start right back. Ferris, a good trainer. He's having a decent meet. Gets Prado aboard today. 3-1 on the 4, City Gold.
Drop on the top pick for you. Drop on the 4 horse. You got a drop on the 3 horse, Rock Harbor. First time gelding in here for trainer Lacey Gaudette. And then you've got your horse that you've picked for 3rd, Major Anthem, who's kind of a little money maker, kind of a fun horse to have around the barn. Gets far back, comes with a run. Will the 27th time be the charm for him? He's come close, and he's been a little bit unlucky. Major Anthem.
And this is the cheapest he's run in a long time. Taylor Hole should get a nice ground saving trip from the inside. A 4-year-old maiden 0 for 26, but he has made almost 50,000, so likes to show up the 2, Major Anthem. All right, let's turn the page. Race 5, we get back out to the main track, going 7 furlongs. Filly Mare is claiming 10,000, never won 2. Lifetime, I'm going to go with the 1, Pardon Tories French on the inside here. Kevin Gomez, he's off to a nice start since he lost the apprentice allowance weight. Robin Graham is the trainer here of this 3-year-old filly by Street Magician. Gets back to the dirt. The turf experiment didn't go too well the last 2 starts, but this filly did break her maiden on a sloppy main track last December at Charlestown, so I think she's that was her maiden 8. She's been running against a little better company on the turf. A drop here today, gets back to the dirt. I like the 6-1 price. I don't like the post too much, but Kevin Gomez riding very well.
A little bit of drop in claiming level coming off of turf races. Could put her forwardly in this group in a race that doesn't have a lot of early speed, maybe except for Extolo. Also comes from off the turf. Movie Starlet has some speed from Charlestown. She's kind of an interesting horse in this spot. But yeah, Pardon Tories French, kind of a new face on the dirt for the new barn. It's the first time on the dirt for Robin Graham. First time on the dirt for this particular trainer.
Yep, good point. So I'll go with the 6-1 shot on top. The 3, Champagne Time, looks like one of the fillies to beat. 3-1 morning line here for trainer J.W. Delozier. This filly gets back to the dirt. She's a winner on the dirt here at Laurel Park. That was was against Maiden 16,000 company going a flat mile last July here, so it wasn't too long ago that was going a mile. So you have to think this filly will like the 7 furlong since she gets back to a surface that she has won on before, and that was with Boyce, Forrest Boyce in the saddle, who rides today.
Yeah, you know, claim for 16, in for 9 after a claim in late September. I'm not sure what the angle is here. Maybe they're giving up on her, just trying to find a soft spot for her. I don't think she'll be forwardly placed, though. You know, that's the thing, Stan, is your horse coming off the turf, and the Charlestown runner, movie starlet, extol perhaps a little bit of a more tactical pace advantage for her on paper.
All right, let's get a commercial break. When we come back, we told you about the carryover in race 1 for that super high 5. 2 more carryovers coming up later today. The Rainbow Pick 6, a little over 5,900. That starts with race 6. The late Pick 5, a little over 5,600. That starts race 7. We'll start with those when we come back. Welcome back. Today at the races here at Laurel Park. I'm Stan Salter along with announcer Dave Rodman. A beautiful Friday to kick off our 3-day race weekend. Breeders' Cup weekend. We'll have all the action from Santa Anita. Some great live racing here as well, including 3 carryovers for you for today's program. Rainbow Pick 6, that starts race 6 today. Nice carryover, a little over 5,900. Let's take a look at my Pick 6 ticket, which starts right here in race 6. I'm going to go 3 deep here in the first leg using the 1, 6, 10. Then I'll go 4 deep in races 7 and 8. Race 9, I'm just going to use 2 horses in there, the 6 Moon River and the 3 Bluegrass Ball. And then my key horse comes in race 10, a 1-mile turf event on the Bowl Game turf course. I'm going to key on the 8 Swell Elegant from the Hammy Smith barn. Julian Pimentel aboard, the 8 Swell Elegant, my key horse for the Pick 6 today. Then I'll use 3 runners in the 11th and final race. Let's take a look here at the first leg. We're on the Exceller turf course here for race 6 with the rail at 70 feet. Is the wide open, claiming 7,500 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's take a look here at my top picks last win, the 6 Live in Joy. This was his win back in August here at Laurel Park. He won this race for fun for trainer Kieran McGee. This was against Open 75 Company with Alex Centron aboard. Centron's back aboard today. This was the 8-year-old's 12th win, has made over $300,000. They ran the horse in a starter allowance race after this win. Here's Live and Joy, going to get up and win by 2, going away with Centron aboard. So they tried Starter Allowance Company after this. That race too tough. Back to this Open 75 Company. The old class horse likes this level and runs fresh today for trainer Kieran McGee, who's having a very nice meet. The barn's about 21% with horses coming off this kind of brief freshening.
Yeah, slightly tougher foes last time out for Live and Joy. Stan, you got Heiko in there, who's been a pretty nice little speed horse. Open the Bank, Intrepid Citizen, very honest on the grass. Coming back for that straight $7,500 level here, back into the claiming ranks. Ought to do the Kieran McGee trainee world of good. I like the way he ran on the target there in the video.
And the 1 Manicore, the Ireland bred for trainer James Day, just doesn't like the hunt races. Keep the horse here on the flat, and he runs big. 10-1 morning line. You're getting Forrest Boyce aboard. Boyce will get a nice ground-saving trip. This horse was a good second against Open 75 at Delaware early September. Then didn't run any good down there in the hunt races in Virginia, going 1.5 miles on probably a very soft turf course that day. But if we can see the same effort we saw 2 back at Delaware, I think the 1's live at 10-1 in here.
And you've got Jay Bernardini, have horse Van Will Travel, was smarter still. Went to Mountaineer, Suffolk, Mountaineer back to Suffolk, and now Bernardini brings him to Laurel here. And apparently he's been here a little bit with the horse, worked him October 21st. Over the dirt course here, smarter still. Yeah,
it's 3 wins, 2 seconds in his last 5 starts. 9-year-olds made over 100,000. Makes his debut on the Laurel grass today. All right, so race 6 kicks off the Pick 6. You've already done the work. Go right back in for the late pick 5. Starts race 7, industry low, 12% takeout, a little over 5,600 for the pick 5 carryover today. Do we have a ticket for Ty Ellis? Yes, we do. Ty Ellis, he'll be on with me this afternoon. So here's his pick 5 ticket. He's going to key on the 3. Dump to Dump to Dum, the Michael Dickinson filly, number 3 here in race 7. Then he goes 2 deep in races 8 and 9, goes 3 deep there in race 10, and then he spreads in the final race, a 2-year-old filly race, race 11. He goes 5 deep in there. So a good looking $30 ticket for Ty's late pick 5. Nice carryover in the pick 5 today. Race 7 starts it off. Let's take a look here on the bowl game turf course, going a mile and a 16th with the rail at 17 feet. Maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies. My top pick here is the 6 Journey Home. Best of luck to Graham Motion. We hope he has a big Breeders' Cup weekend out there at Santa Anita with Miss Temple City and some other runners he has. And this looks like a nice 2-year-old filly by Warfront. They paid $200,000 for this filly at Keeneland as a yearling. The Dam, she was a runner. She made over $300,000. Was second in the Grade 1 Spinster at Keeneland, going long on the synthetic. This 2-year-old filly's a half sister to Bold Shot, who made a bunch of money, over $100,000. Had 2 wins going long on the grass. So I like the pedigree for the 6 Journey Home. Some nice works up there at Fair Hill. We get the leading rider, Trevor McCarthy. That all looks pretty good to me at 9-2.
This is going to be a key race, I think, in the long run. Graham Motion has the 6, your top pick. Also saddles up the 9. I got the Boy. That's another firster from the Motion Barn by Candy Ride. Ty's key horse there, the Mine Shaft filly, dum da dum dum dum. And that horse ran 6th in debut, but a very strong race at Saratoga. The 2 Via Fratina, talk about key race. 4 horses that come out of her race at Belmont to win. This could be the 5th winner out of that race, the Thomas Morley Street Cry filly. So there's lots of potential with these young fillies on the turf.
A very competitive maiden special weight race here, race 7, to kick off that late pick 5. If you don't like the favorites, the race is wide open. The 7 K2, a good second in her debut against maiden special weight company up there at the Meadowlands for Arnaud Delacour. Gets first time Lasix today, and you'll get every bit of 6-1 there on the 7 K2. So a tough race there. Race 7 to start the late pick 5. Race 8 kicks off the late pick 4 this afternoon. It's a nice claiming 7,500, beaten claiming 7,500 on the main track, 5.5 furlongs. My long shot of the day here. Let's take a look at this horse's last win on the dirt. The 7 Our Jolly Dreamer, 12-1 morning line. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Benny Perkins. Let's take a look. This is his win back on March 20th here at Laurel Park. On the main track, going 6 furlongs. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track today. Look at this 6-year-old Gray Gelding. Comes 5 wide. This race going 6 furlongs, claiming 10,000. Never won 3. McCarthy was aboard this day, and Our Jolly Dreamer gets up at 6-1 that day. Colton's Grand, who was 3rd, would come back to win. They've tried the turf and everything since. Had a decent win on the turf 2 back, so the horse is in good form right now. Benny Perkins, a top trainer. We're getting Trevor McCarthy. This horse is won on the dirt here, 12-1. My long shot of the day. What do you think?
Yeah, he's coming back to ride this gelding, and won with him there on the video back in March. He's won since on the turf. So a very versatile kind of horse, shortening back up to 5.5. Scratch the 5 ground control, Stan.
Okay.
And that could kind of be a little bit of a major scratch in here, maybe taking one of the pace horses out of the race. And, your top pick's a closer, so that's one little, one less horse, I guess, to maybe stoke up the pace's ground control. So Our Jolly Dreamer is going to have to really be up against the grain. I wouldn't say it's going to be a paceless race or a slow pace, but with one of those pace runners out of there could change it a little bit.
Yeah, good point. It could maybe give the 3 My Charming Clyde an easy pace to maybe go out there and get the lead. This 9-year-old 0 for 7 at Laurel Park, but has made a bunch of money, over $400,000, 18 career wins, has been claimed in 9 of his last 10 races. So a very popular horse at the claim box, and you're getting 6-1 on the 3 My Charming Clyde.
18-time winner, but he's 0 for 7 at Laurel, but he's run a couple of good seconds. Has been unlucky a couple of times way back when. A 9-year-old seems like he's been running forever. Well, because he has. It's his 85th start at the age of 9. My Charming Cloud. He's also a popular horse at the betting windows. People love to bet him, no matter what. Such an honest horse.
Yeah, always right there. Maybe today's the day he can get off that goose egg here at Laurel Park. All right, race 9 kicks off the late pick 3. Nice allowance feature of the day here. First level allowance race for 3 and up, going 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller turf course with the rail at 70 feet. Let's take a look here at my top picks. Last win, the 6 Moon River. This was in the Punchline Stakes for Virginia breds late September here at Laurel Park. The heavy favorite in this race was 2 Notch Road, but Moon River looked like $1 million in the paddock that day, looked like $1 million warming up on the track. David Ross and the whole entourage was here, and Moon River ran to his looks this day here. Very sharp win, gets an 86 Beyer speed figure. This was his second win from 3 starts on the grass here at Laurel Park. Fergal Lynch was aboard that day for Brendan Walsh. Lynch back aboard today. The 6 Moon River, I think, will get a nice trip from the 6 hole today. Almost made this horse my best bet, but I like the 6 a lot here at 3-1.
Looks like the pace flow is going to be pretty kind to Moon River in here with Anya Mock, who's always got gate speed. He's always been on the lead at seemingly almost every race, at least his last 7 or so. He's been right up there up front in the first couple of calls. But Jarvis Steele's pretty quick in his own right from the outside, maybe to try to prompt him a little bit. Moon River back to the turf off that punchline win against Restricted Company. Just because it was restricted, wouldn't put it past him to come back. He likes his turf course, as you mentioned, and he's going to get the setup.
I almost keyed on him, but I threw the 3 Bluegrass Ball on my pick 6 ticket. 10-1, Trevor McCarthy aboard for Bernie Houghton. This horse was second in an allowance race here at Laurel Park last October. Then they gave the horse the winner off. He's done well as a 6-year-old, had a sharp allowance win 2 back at Parks. But what caught my eye was this horse was a good second to Triple Burner against Allowance Company last October. Triple Burner's come back to be an absolute monster on the grass this year for Linda Albert. So Bluegrass Ball in good form right now for a barn who comes down here and wins races. You get McCarthy at 10-1. So I'll go with Moon River and the Bluegrass Ball on my pick 6 ticket.
Late closer 2, Minor Legend, back to the turf, kind of a similar situation as Moon River. He's had a couple of problems his last couple of races. Was bottled up last time on the turf, beaten only 2 lengths, and a tough beaten only a couple of lengths. His off the pace score here, scintillating back on July 22nd from double digits off of it, shifting out in the clear. Again, that 1 hole, a bit of a concern for him, going 5.5 on the turf. Going to have to maybe angle outside for the stretch kick.
All right, nice allowance turf sprint there on the Exceller turf course to kick off the late pick 3. Let's roll right along here. His first race coming up at 12:30. Race 10 kicks off the late daily double. Nice starter allowance. Optional claiming 16,000 on the bowl game turf course, going a mile with the rail at 17 feet. Let's take a look here at my best bets. Last race here. This is my best bet of the day, the 8 Swell Elegant. For trainer Hammy Smith, Julian Pimentel is aboard today. Pimentel was aboard the Swell Elegant back on October 14th. You're looking at this race right here. This horse gets up for a good second. It's a blanket finish here in this turf race, won by Daniel Ledoux, who's a nice allowance runner. I think Swell Elegant ran a winning race that day, a good second, got beat a nose, 78 Beyer. A big class drop here to the starter allowance company. Does the drop concern me at all? No. These connections, they like to win races. This is a homebred for Hammy's owner. Hammy likes to win races. Julian Pimentel aboard, so I don't mind the drop at all. I think a reliable favorite and best bet here in race 10.
Your second pick, Awesome Bill, ran an awesome race at 21-1, 2 back on this turf course when it was rated good, and then last out dirt in a pretty tough race where he had some trouble on the dirt. He comes back to the turf, preferred surface. Boy, that was a bang-up race. Ran too good to lose that day behind Dynaformer's Request and My Giant finishing third at a huge price.
Is 0 for 4 on the grass at Laurel Park, but has turned in 3 solid efforts off the claim for trainer Sergio Perdinas. The 3 Awesome Bill at 5-1. Throw the 2 My Giant, always likes to be there. Fergal Lynch aboard for Kieran McGee. Let's turn the page here. Almost out of time. Race 11 is the finale for the day. 2-year-old fillies, open claiming 15,000, going 6 furlongs. My top pick, the 8 Warriors Baton, 6-1 morning line. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Mike Catalano, and this little filly. She won at first asking for up there at Delaware. Maiden 75. They bet her down to 5-1 that day, and she came from off the pace and ran away like a good thing. Won by 8. Gets McCarthy here. I'll go with the 8 Warriors Baton on top at 6-1.
Ridden out to draw off the comment there. Don't know what she beat in there, but the runner-up did come back to win, that's for sure. So we know that much. It's been a solid race. And we'll find out what she's made of as far as settling off the pace here. You got likes of Cicella and maybe Brooks on Fire stoking up some early speed in here. And I see you've got Cicella as your second pick, beaten 9 lengths, but got kind of hung up on the rail in a pretty good early pace when Candy Coated Dame proves that she's a legitimate horse for Willie Key, comes off the pace to win. Right. She's a nice filly there, Candy Coated Dame. So back against a little softer, I think, today at this level in the finale.
Yeah, hopefully the 6 Cicella can get back to that good winning form we saw back on October 1st. All right, we're out of time. First of 11 races comes up at 12:30. 3 carryovers today, starting in race 1, the Super High 5, and then Rainbow Pick 6, Late Pick 5, also with carryovers. Good luck with all your Breeders' Cup picks today and tomorrow. Good luck with all your picks here as well. Dave Robin, he'll be up next for today's scratches and changes. Ty Ellis and I will be back up for the first race. Good luck.
Good luck.